true. You never answered. You did not follow procedure. If you didn't know there was a procedure to follow to get approval, such as if you want to plant anything, change your landscaping, put up a fence, put up a shed, you have these people that volunteer. That volunteer, and their names are posted many different ways. Go ask somebody, go to their home, and ask, what do I need to do? This is what I want to do. Get approval before you spend a dime. And now you want to say that the homeowner association is wasting money on a lawyer?
Yes, they
we
are.
have him because of people like
They
you
are.
that don't follow procedure. That is the point. It doesn't matter what product
May
you
I
are
speak
using.
now? May I speak now? Okay.
Mike, and then...
Excuse me, I'd like to answer her.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize there was a question.
I never, in my wildest dreams, thought this would turn into such a fiasco using a product that is approved.
It's not about the product. You can follow procedure.
Using a product. May I speak? May I respond to what you said? I can't respond to what you said? Is that what you
You're
said?
not responding to what I'm saying.
Yes, I am.
I'm talking about procedure, and you're talking about a product.
And I'm
I don't
going to
care.
answer you if I may speak. Okay? I never thought that there was any approval needed.
Mike Hicks.
Okay, I'm Michael Hicks, and I think this whole thing...
Wait a moment. Let's give Mr. Hicks attention.
I'm 4415 Point. I think the whole thing can be summarized in our documents, not the Architectural Control Committee, but the Declaration of Covenants and Restrictions. And that is Section 4, Restrictive Covenants and Architectural Control Committee. And the section is 4.3, and the paragraph is paragraph I. And it states very plainly, no building or structure, including an addition to a dwelling, shall be erected on, placed on, altered, or permitted to remain on any lot unless the owner submits the site plan, floor plan, elevation, landscaping plan, and abbreviated specifications, including an exterior color and material schedule. All such plans have to be reviewed and approved by the Architectural Control Committee as hereinafter provided. And that
has been the board's position ever since it started. As far as having a secret meeting, we were calling a meeting. That was not a secret meeting. It was an emergency meeting because Tony had started doing this. I called the board members to go take a look, checked to see had he put in any kind of a request for using that, and that's what the meeting was. It was my mistake to not get you included in it, but at that point, my point was, what did the rest of the board think about this, and had there been other things done? So there was no emergency meeting that was out of character. This is some things the board has to do, and the board does it, and it wasn't open.
How do you define an emergency, Helen?
Less than 48 hours notice.
There was no notice. There was no notice for that meeting.
There was less than 48-hour notice. I can call it an emergency meeting. It doesn't have to be posted.
Excuse me, I have one more question.
Just a moment.
Why did you deny the appeal? That's in your rules that you're trying to enforce. I sent the written report.
I didn't deny the appeal. Just a
You
moment.
ignored it.
Yes, sir.
Frederick Schultz, 39 China Moon Drive. It seems obvious to me that since this is not an official meeting for the reasons that you stated, and it seems that the opinion around the room is that he has clearly gone against the covenants that we all received, and so I recommend or suggest that we leave.
There is one more point I'd like to make.
Okay.
If I may. Mr. Porcelli and every member in this room in our homeowners association, and I'm a past president as well, has to remember that you as board members and officers have a fiduciary responsibility to this corporation. We are a corporation in the state of Florida. We're a nonprofit corporation, but we're still bound by the laws and the articles of incorporation in this state. And you all can be held both personally and as directors of our association if you don't follow that fiduciary responsibility. And at this point, it seems to me that's like what you're trying to do. Is just
follow the rules.
Yes. I mean, I don't see where there was a choice on the situation myself. I don't know what the outcome is. I don't know all the details. But I do know that you had to do what you had to do. because of the Articles of Incorporation in the state. So that being said, I don't see where there's any reason for you, Tony, or for Helen, or anyone else to argue among themselves about product or this or that or anything else.
Sir, they don't
have to
follow
do-
their own rules.
Yes, they do.
They
No,
are
they
following
don't.
their rules.
They don't follow their own rules.
Well, I beg to differ in
Follow
that.
what's there and have a
They're following what we
procedure.
have written here,
And you already
and that's
started, so
just
now
the
we're
way
gonna
it is.
backtrack.
And I'm not for, against, nor anything else. I'm just making a statement that, having
Right.
been in that situation, I know what it's like, and therefore,
Well,
I have
we
to
are
support
following
you for doing the
what
right
we're
thing.
trying to do the best we can, which this is what we felt. That's why we did get a lawyer.
Okay, excuse
And
me.
this is where the money's coming in from, what it's going to cost. At this point,
I have
I'm drawing a
question.
blank, but I don't believe we aimed $3,000 for Larry.
Well,
Excuse me, I have-
question to the attorney.
Right.
When the judge rules in favor of association, which I'm sure of being a level-headed judge, will we have the right to retrieve our losses?
There's an attorney fee provision, not only in the suit that we brought, but there's a attorney fee provision in the counterclaim that Mr. Porcelli brought to allow the prevailing party attorney's fee.
That's also in our documents.
Folks, I appreciate your patience, all right? And we'll keep you informed.
I have one last question, if I may. You talk about following rules. You stated in the June 1st meeting that there were several amendments to the covenants.
Are amendments
Yes,
to the
excuse me, may I finish a question,
I
please?
know what your question is. You
Please.
asked it to me three
You
other
never
times.
let me finish a
All
question,
right, finish your
ever.
question.
Why have you refused to provide any documentation, any proof of these alleged amendments to the rules of this community, which you claim that you're trying to...
That is all in the ACC, and it has been on an individual basis. You did not ask for an individual change to the
You're not
rules.
answering my question.
I am answering your question. You're not listening to what the answer is.